Kazakhstan has chosen the multi-vector integration. Its trends, collisions, and prospects are coming up in the Single Market Program.
In 2015, the Iranian Kazakh goods turnover was $600 million, which is 30% lower compared to the results of 2014. Apparently, based on the results of 2016, it will be impossible to achieve the level reached 2 years ago. Unfortunately, the unfavorable situation at the hydrocarbon market is still dominating. But it does not mean that Iran and Kazakhstan are not making their efforts to increase the goods turnover. Kazakh trade mission held in Tehran in November is one of the examples. After lifting the economic and political blockade in the Islamic Republic of Iran, this Gulf country formed a new lease of life. Today, manufacturers from various countries are trying to find their place in the Iranian market, and Kazakhstan is not going to stay behind. Iran is considered as one of the strategic partners of Kazakhstan. 2 transnational transit corridors are passing through this Islamic Republic, such as Europe, Kazakhstan, India, China, Kazakhstan, and the Persian Gulf countries. Moreover, Iran shares borders with 16 countries. It means that we can be a strategic partner for Kazakhstan and become its export window to such countries as Iraq, Pakistan, Afghanistan, Oman, Turkey, and other countries. In 2016, the goods turnover between our countries has reached $600 million. Part of Kazakhstan's export to Iran is quite high. 105 of our companies are supplying their products here. The Iranian part shows its intentions in cooperation in such sectors as the agricultural business industry, food industry, construction mixes, machine building products, and oil and gas sector. Feed barley is in the highest demand in Iran among the other Kazakh imported products. Feed barley covers 25% of the local market out of the total amount of foreign supplies. These products are well recognized here. Kaznext Invest National Export and Investment Agency that arranged this presentation of the Kazakh brands is expecting the same prospects for the other export products. At this meeting, Kaznext Invest presented the products of 3 large Kazakh companies, Rheinbeck Group, Kainar, AKB, and Alina companies to the Iranian partners. The country population is 80 million people, according to the preliminary information we could find. The local market is not developed. Therefore, we decided to check if our products can be competitive here. By the way, the Alina company is already cooperating with the Iranian companies as an importer of white cement, which is used here for making dry mix mortars. Today, Iran is actively developing its construction sector. That's why the Alina company gained an opportunity to act as a supplier of the finished products. Products of the Rheinbeck Group were not neglected in Iran as well. Juices produced by the Rheinbeck company are available in many export markets. Moreover, due to the competitiveness, it is quite deserved. The Kazakh company visited this presentation with a special purpose, to try and experience the specific Iranian market. Everything is over-regulated still here in Iran. They have their internal regulations to follow and adapt. We've got the preliminary information about the market and preliminary information about the potential partners. The Kainar AKB company is the next participant of the Kazakh brand's presentations in Tehran. This company is the largest Central Asian manufacturer of the accumulator batteries. The company produces approximately 2 million pieces of field-specific products a year. The Kainar AKB company supplies its products to the export market under the BARS brand. The company has carefully analyzed the prospects before presenting its products in Iran. Today, Iran's car market is more than 12 million. The local manufacturers cover only 7 million out of this amount. It turns out that they have 5 million of undeserved market, which is still covered by such neighboring countries as Pakistan, Indian accumulator batteries, and others. According to the experts, Iran will be recovering the national economy in the next few years. It will be increasing the nation's welfare, increasing investments in the priority production. Food, construction, machine building industry, and logistics are among the key sectors. That's why already today Iran is considered to be one of the most attractive markets in the world, which is treated as a signal for action for the Kazakh potential exporters. Kazakhstani manufacturers have several undeniable advantages in the Iranian market. First of all, Kazakhstan remained as a reliable investor in the tough sanctions period of this country. Second, Iran managed to try and assess the quality of Kazakh products due to the goods turnover. And the third, Iran and Kazakhstan are cooperating on the logistics improvement under the infrastructure projects North-South and Trans-Caspian International Transport Route. Oleg Boldarev, Nijat Yusupov, Special Report for Single Market. Kazakhstan is not a Brics member. Russia's presence in this organization as our partner in terms of the Eurasian Economic Community motivates to bring together the 5 Brics countries to the Eurasian integration countries. As predicted by the experts, a new bank of development established within the Brics will have a considerable role in this process. What will this bank do? What are its prospects? Alexander Galiev to follow with his investigation. The mobile age needs mobile solutions. It is possible in a multipolar world only that forms new growth poles. Such centers may involve in the orbit the countries which cannot get much chance of their economic abilities due to their dependence on the superpowers policy. Their activities promotes respecting the balance of interest and creating alternative ways of cooperation. Brics EAEC is one of their options. The total population of the Brics group countries already accounts for 43% of the world's population. This fact implies availability of cheap labor resources. Extensive mineral reserves is another factor, from the variety of ores, hydrocarbons to diamonds. And finally, an impressive industrial base. The Brics countries account for 21% of the world economy. EAEC. Its basic indices as follows. Total area is more than 20 million square kilometers. It is the largest area among the integration associations. It has the most extensive map of the mineral resources. In terms of some of these minerals, the Eurasian integration countries head the worldwide list. Total GDP volume is almost $3 trillion. What facilitates the rapprochement of these two groups? Each of these groups involves only developing countries. Brics consist of Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. EAEC includes Russia, Belarus, Kazakhstan, Armenia, and Kyrgyzstan. Presence of such a key member as Russia in both fives is a unifier. Another equally important fact is that the Bank of Development established in 2015 in the Brics is planning to cooperate with the Asian Infrastructure Investment Bank. These two financial institutions is the Chinese initiative. Today, China is interested in the infrastructure development-related projects, including within the area of transboundary Kazakhstan. Crossing points of both groups center on geoeconomics. In this case, both the Brics and the EAEC are in a complex situation. The national currencies of the countries of these communities are affected by the US dollar due to the irretrievable drop of prices for mineral resources and fluctuations in the global financial market. This implies a conclusion. Alliances of the young integration associations are the motivated prospect that creates opportunities for searching joint projects in such areas as infrastructure, energy, and ecology industries. That's all I have for today. See you in the next Single Market.
I
would like to say that the Brics is not a closed organization. Brics seeks to establish as wide relations as possible with other associations worldwide and with the individual countries. There are so many common things with the fact that some countries are within the Eurasian Economic Union and the SCO. That's why we already have mutual understanding between different associations. I'm sure it will expand. To do so, we are already starting various contracts, particularly among the Eurasian Economic Community and the Brics, between the Brics and the SCO. Currently, we are developing the Brics structural and functional basics. I believe when these basics become stable, the unification possibility and purpose would be clear and evident. covers various and primarily the economic structures. Partnership between the BRICS countries is a powerful factor of the global development. Central part of these very objectives is to establish and develop new types of relationships. We treat and consider our cooperation with Kazakhstan as new opportunities of this mechanism. Furthermore, we can note that 3 SCO members are present in the BRICS organization. Kazakhstan is the SCO member, so we will certainly establish the contacts on this very platform. We are strengthening our cooperation in terms of developing and establishing the Silk Road economic belt. All these cooperation areas are certainly closely related to the development of Kazakhstan. Cooperation in relation to the infrastructure construction, industrial innovations, modern farming industry, and development of the green economy. Surely we see a great potential for cooperation in these areas and very promising prospects.
Uniform and fair play rules for all competitors and market players. It is one of the key conditions of the effective competition for the countries of the common integration. Therefore, being the EAEC authority, the Eurasian Economic Commission focuses on monitoring the compliance with the competition rules at the transboundary markets. Laura Jusubekova was finding out how it actually happens. There is nothing kept secret that will not come to light. This sacramental phrase is applicable to the monopoly collusion as well in the form of a cartel agreement. Its members are making unfair competition at the transboundary markets, taking chance at the transition phase dominating in the EAEC. But sooner or later, the Eurasian Economic Commission will find it out. The Grey Dealer Network is one of such examples. Until recently in the EAEC, this network was practiced by the U.S. company Caterpillar, and the largest equipment supplier for mining companies. There are 4 official dealers working in the EAEC on behalf of this company, 1 company in Kazakhstan and 3 companies in Russia. Their mission is to render services under the equipment maintenance service agreements and sell the spare parts of the transboundary markets. But actually, the dealers concluded a cartel agreement. About a fact that they will not sell, market the equipment to the territory of another dealer. In the Republic of Kazakhstan, a price for car parts of Caterpillar's equipment and machinery was 30% higher than in the Russian Federation. Mining companies are trying to purchase spare parts in Russia at 30% lower prices. However, they were refused to buy such equipment and had to purchase it through the dealer in the United States. After having reviewed appeals issued by the Kazakh mining companies, Competition and Anti-Monopoly Regulation Board of the Eurasian Economic Commission had analyzed the operation and activities of the dealerships and found evidence of the anti-competitive agreement in their operation. There was a simple verdict. Dealers are not authorized to refuse to supply the equipment from the transboundary markets. They have to change the rules of the game. Otherwise, a fine for the cartel agreement can be imposed on them. The fine is 15% of the company's revenue. Eventually, they've chosen a peaceful settlement principle and parties made advances to each other.
Это первый случай в истории Евразийского экономического союза, когда крупная международная корпорация.
This was the EAEC's first ever case when a large international corporation changes its dealership policy and adjusts it in accordance with the civilization norms, the EU norms. We find it as a great achievement we could achieve due to our close cooperation with the anti-monopoly authorities.
Нашему оперативному и тесному взаимодействию с антимонопольными органами.
One of the areas and activities of the Eurasian Economic Commission is to fight against the anti-competitive agreements, as these agreements restrict access to the market of other manufacturers and suppliers. They cause unjustified price increase. In other words, it causes a situation inconsistent with the fair competition rules.
Компетенции Евразийской экономической комиссии относятся пресечение тех антиконкурентных.
Competence of the Eurasian Economic Commission covers suppression of the anti-competitive agreements, where the parties are the business entities registered in 2 EAEC country members, as a minimum. Let's say a business entity of the Republic of Kazakhstan concludes an anti-competitive agreement with a business entity of the Russian Federation, and they agree about either the price formation at that market, area division, or other forms of the competition infringements. In such cases, the Commission is authorized to start investigating, review a case of non-compliance with the general competition rules at the transboundary markets, and issue binding decisions to rectify these breaches. The Eurasian Economic Commission will check the compliance with the general competition rules. This message can be considered as a call to all transboundary market players. A play in the EAEC must be fair and transparent, though such rules are practiced in any other economic areas with a favorable business climate. Laura Jusupbekova, Moscow, for the Single Market Program. That's all for today. I'm Pavel Koktashev. Let me remind you that you can find all our programs at www.kazakh-tv.kz. See you in the next Single Market.